Today we're going to talk a little bit about home equity. What is it? Should you use it? And so I had a client reach out to me and they wanted to take out some of their equity, I think to pay off some debts. So first of all, what is home equity? That is the amount of value in your home that you don't owe to somebody else. So for example, if your house is worth $500,000, according to Zillow, your estimate, which I roll my eyes because that's really not the best way to value your home, but most of us are looking at those. So let's say it's $500,000 and you owe the bank $300,000 on your house. Your equity is $200,000. The $500,000 minus the $300,000 that you owe, you have $200,000 left. That is a lot of money. Most of us who have bought a home 2020 or earlier, and honestly even probably 2022 and earlier, have a significant amount of equity in our home. And when you're getting letters from people saying, take advantage of this, we'll give you money for your equity, why not buy a new car with that? Why not go on a great vacation with that? Well, first of all, the equity is not real money until you sell your house. Anybody who owned a home during the 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12 housing crisis knows that if you had counted on the equity in the 2000s, you were going to be upside down. That is what caused the housing crisis, is people pulled out this equity. It wasn't real money. Then when the housing market crashed, they were upside down and there were all of these foreclosures. So we do not want to start that again. I don't think we're ever going to have exactly that, or at least not for the near future, because we don't have enough homes. But you never know. So that to me is a gamble. That is not a wise thing to do. There is a circumstance, though, that I think it is okay to look at the equity in your home, and that is something called a home equity line of credit. I have one, Letitia has one, and what that is you pre-arrange with your bank to have a line of credit. It is based on the value of your home, that equity. They will loan you up to a certain amount of the equity you have in your home. It has a small fee, typically the cost of the appraisal, of some administrative fees. I would say it's less than $1,000 to have a home equity line of credit up. Set up. And so with that, you don't actually have monthly payments unless you borrow against that home equity line of credit. So a time where that might make sense for you, let's say you need a new roof and you don't have $20,000 to put a new roof on your house, but you have a home equity line of credit. It would make sense to then borrow that. You have a monthly payment that pays it back. It's not over 30 years like your mortgage is, so you're paying it back more rapidly. It's typically at today's rate, so around 7%, and it is cheaper than putting on a credit card because most of us would have rates in the high teens to 20s, and so you're paying a lot more interest if you have to do it that way. So that's when a home equity line of credit would make sense. If for some reason you sold your home before that home equity line was paid off, then on your settlement statement, there would just be a line item that would pay that off, and you just subtract that from your profits from the home. So that's when it is okay, in my opinion, to have a home equity line of credit. I do not think it is a good idea to have one and then, like I said, go on vacation or buy a new car with it, because you are gambling that that equity would be there. And unless you plan to be in your home the rest of your life, you are going to need the equity in your home to move to your next house. Because two things are going to happen, one of two things. Either prices are going to go down or they're going to go up. And if they go down, that means you have spent equity that may not even actually be in your home, and you may be upside down in your house. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm not a fortune teller. If it goes up, great. However, if you're going to buy another house, you need that equity to buy your next house to be able to afford it. So I see these cash out refis right now, which is terrifying to me. There are FHA, which is a government-backed loan, and they are letting people refinance their house and take out their cash to spend it on other things, which is what got us into trouble in 2008. Please, please, please do not do that. Plus, it makes no sense to leave a low 3.5% rate if you're going to stay in your same house and then refinance it to a 7% rate. So a little bit about home equity. I know that is very skimming the surface. Please reach out to me if you have any specific questions about your property. If I don't know the answers, I will connect you with a lender that has your best interest in heart, which is what always should be the case. There are unfortunately a lot of predatory lenders out there, and we do not want that to be what you hear. So here's our Home Equity 101.